Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel where we aim to educate and empower all our fellow investors. Today we are diving into an important topic, that is building an emergency fund and the importance of insurance. To begin with, we need to tackle 7 very important questions. So come on, let's dig in. Now coming to the first question, why is it essential to build an emergency fund and how do you even begin with it? Building wealth during your working years is a step-by-step journey. In the early stages of your career, your income is usually low. So your savings might also be pretty small. But don't worry, at this point, your future earning potential is quite huge. Now, when it comes to wealth creation, you need to focus on 2 important things at the same time. Firstly, wealth protection. Come, let's explain it to you. This includes ensuring your financial security through insurance, emergency savings, and steering clear of bad debt. Secondly, wealth growth. This is where you grow your money through investments like stocks, mutual funds, and real estate, allowing your wealth to increase over the time. Many people think they should first save and protect their money and then grow it later on. But that's not how it works. You need to do both things simultaneously. Protect what you have while also making your money work for you. That way, you are securing today while building your future tomorrow. Now moving forward to the second question. What do we even mean by wealth protection needs? Before you focus on earning and growing wealth, the first thing you need to do is protect yourself and your family financially. This starts with life insurance, something many people overlook. Okay, let me break it down for you. Imagine this, your family spends a huge amount on your education, expecting you to become the breadwinner for your family in the future. But what if something unexpected happens? We have all seen cases where young people suffer due to work stress or accidents. If a family loses their main earner suddenly, the financial impact can be devastating. That's where insurance steps in. It provides financial support to your loved ones when they need the most. But wait, there's more. What if you meet with an accident or a serious illness that stops you from working? In that case, life insurance alone won't help because it only pays out in case of death. This is why you also need critical illness protection, health insurance, and an emergency fund. These ensure that even if you face a health crisis, you won't have to drain your savings or take a debt from a bank or any other financial institution. Well, moving forward to the third question. What do we mean by wealth growth needs? Okay. See, once you've taken care of the protection stuff, it's time to start building your own investment portfolio based on your risk appetite. But here's the thing. Figuring out how much risk you are comfortable with can be tough. A lot of people, especially when they are starting out and they are young, end up copying what their friends, family, or colleagues are doing. There is this kind of FOMO, or which we call fear of missing out, or confirmation bias, where you think if they are doing it, it must be right for me too. But trust me, your risk appetite might be totally different from what others are doing. That's why it's always a smart idea to get help from a professional financial planner or investment advisor. Yeah, you heard it right. It might cost a little bit, but think of it this way. Your money will be saved and you will move forward in the right direction. A professional can help you create a goal-based investment plan that matches your personal needs. It's way better than risking your money or trying to figure it out all on your own. Now let's quickly move on to the fourth question. What is actually an emergency fund? You know how life can throw unexpected things at you, right? That's exactly what an emergency is. Something that happens out of the blue. And that's something which you are not prepared for. And when that happens, you will need money. And if you don't have it, you might end up borrowing it at high interest rates, which only adds to your stress. That's why in financial planning, it is suggested that you should have at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up in an emergency fund. This is your safety net, ready to use when things get really tough. Like if you lose your job or face a health crisis. Remember, even during hard times, you still need to pay your basic bills like groceries, school fees, medical fees, and sometimes EMIs. Remember when the COVID-19 lockdown hit and many people had to take pay cuts? That's where an emergency fund comes in handy. It protects you from unexpected twists and turns. Moving ahead to the fifth question. Is a credit card a substitute of emergency fund? Okay, so many people think credit cards can replace an emergency fund, right? They are like, I'll just use my credit card if something comes up. And yeah, for small emergencies like a delayed salary or cash flow issues, a credit card might work. But trust me, if it's something bigger like a health issue, it can actually make things worse. Here's why. If you don't pay your credit card bills on time, you will face high interest rate issues and penalties, which will just make your situation worse. Plus, if you are not careful, you could end up falling into a debt trap. Some people even sign up for multiple credit cards just to get the rewards. But those rewards don't compare to the money you had saved by keeping a good credit score or getting a lower home loan rate. In the long run, an emergency fund is way more reliable than relying on credit cards. Coming to the sixth question. Where should you park emergency fund? You don't have to keep your emergency fund in a savings account just because it's easy to access. In fact, you should consider keeping it in places that are still accessible quickly, like overnight, or like a liquid mutual fund or a liquid deposit linked with your savings bank account. These options can give you better returns while still being easy to tap into when you need it. But here's the catch. Make sure your family members know where the emergency fund is invested and how to access it. Imagine the breadwinner has invested in a liquid mutual fund with only their name in it. If something happens, like they get hospitalized and can't handle things, the family won't be able to access the funds easily. To avoid this, make sure you have multiple joint holders for these investments, so anyone can get the money in case of an emergency. It's all about being prepared. Now let's ponder upon the final question: when to start building an emergency fund? Alright, so when should you start building your emergency fund? The ideal way to approach wealth creation is in steps. First, you get life insurance or like a term insurance policy, then a health insurance, followed by building your emergency fund, and finally, you dive into goal-based investing. Once you own property, don't forget property insurance too. I know many people think that insurance is just an extra expense, and we all hope nothing goes wrong, right? But in reality, buying insurance is doing the best things you can do for yourself and most importantly, for your family's future. Okay, let's not forget about the emergency fund. It should be your topmost priority. Before you even think about long-term investments, get that emergency fund in place. I know these days everyone's excited about saving for vacations or other big goals, but trust me, your emergency fund needs to come first. And don't just set it up and forget about it. Keep checking it every now and then to make sure it's enough. The whole point is to be ready for whatever life throws at you, even the unexpected stuff. So make sure your emergency fund is solid and can help you by acting as a safety net. I hope this video has helped you in understanding the importance of an emergency fund and an insurance. If you really like this video, do not forget to like and subscribe and share it with your family and friends. Thank you.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.